We are now live on YouTube. Thank you. I would like to welcome members, officers, and members of the public to this Southern Rural Committee meeting, and also welcome anyone watching online. Please note that this meeting is being streamed live on the Council's YouTube channel. If a member wishes to speak, they should use the speak button located on their microphone unit. Please wait for the chair's invitation before you begin. Please can I remind you that the normal procedure rules in respect of debate and speaking times will apply. Voting. When requested to vote, voting will be via the yes, no, abstain buttons on your microphone unit. Details of how members voted will be shown on the screens around the room, and the result will be visible on the YouTube stream. In the event of a tied vote, the chair will have the casting vote. On COVID social distancing, members and officers are required to wear masks when standing or moving around the room or the building. Masks can be removed whilst seated. Please follow the guidance from committee services on exit and entry to the room and the building. Are there any questions before we start? Thank you. Our first order of business is the election of a chair for the civic year 2021 to 22. Can I ask for nominations for chair of the Southern Rural Committee for the civic year 2021 to 22?
I'd like to propose Councillor Faye Frost for chairman for this civic year.
I'd like to second that nomination.
Good evening, everyone, and please bear with me because it's been an awful long time since I've seen actual people. So this could be rusty, but we'll get there. Thank you for the nominations. I think we need to move to nominating a vice chair. Can I have any nominations, please? Yes, Claire.
I'm happy to nominate Councillor George Davies.
Do I have a seconder for this? Councillor Barnard. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? No? Then congratulations, George. Would you like to come and join me?
I think he's going to stay there.
Oh, is he staying there? Oh gosh, I'm on my own. Come on, George, come and join me. George has just said this is vaguely reminiscent of his wedding, so I hope I'm not the bride here. I'm a little bit more cuddly than when I was a bride. Okay, so we have apologies for absence. I have one apology for absence from Councillor Sam North, who has sent in his apologies. Are there any other apologies? No? Okay, moving on. To agenda number 3, minutes from the 4th of March 2021. I'd like to propose that we take as read and approve as a true record the minutes of the meeting of the committee held on the 4th of March. Can I have a seconder? Thank you very much. We have a seconder. Super. All those in favour?
I've asked to speak,
Up, sorry.
but interestingly, I pushed the button. Why?
Looking to my right, how do I know when people have, I can't see that Councillor Bishop. Oh, okay, thank you.
Members, we are currently in delegate mode due to the size of the meeting, which means your microphone will come on automatically. I can
Okay.
swap.
No,
that if
that's
you would
fine.
prefer.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I've just been told it's on my little screen here. Thank you. I told you I will get used to this. Councillor
Okay.
Bishop.
Right, I thought it might be useful just because there might be something with the system. So yes, the minutes. At our last meeting, I proposed we invite David Furr, the guy who looks after, there's a kind of phrase, the guy who's responsible for investigating fly tipping, to give us a presentation. He hasn't given this committee a presentation for a long time, certainly 3 or 4 years. And I did actually request that at the last meeting. So that's my comment on the minutes.
Thank you, Councillor Bishop. Does anyone else have any comments on the minutes? No? Okay, can we take them as read? Yes? Councillor Barnard, are you looking to speak? Sorry, you're waving at me.
There we are. Certainly Councillor Bishop, his comments should have been minuted, and I think perhaps you will amend them to such. If I may just add to that, David Furr, who's our environmental enforcement officer, probably wouldn't be the person. But if you recall, John Marshall, who is his boss, actually spoke at Offaly Parish Council last meeting. He might be the appropriate person to come along.
Yes, and I know at the Offaly meeting, John did say that he was more than happy to address any meetings. So it could be something that we could approach maybe for the next meeting.
Yep.
Super. There are.
Can I just add on that?
Yes.
As I was chairing the meeting, it was put forward because we had all the parish councils there because we had actually got the crime officers with us giving their report, and they did say something on fly tipping and was a big issue and concern. And I think if we're going to have a presentation, perhaps we could also invite the parish councils, or at least let them be aware that we are having that meeting or having that presentation, so that they can either watch it or invite them to send questions to us. Maybe if we're lucky enough, they might be all able to, if some of them wanted to come and actually be here, but actually open it up, because we know we've got a lot of hotspots around. And certainly the reports that I've seen have saying that the number of fly tippings across the district is probably about double what it was this time last year.
Yeah, I know within my own ward, I've been pushing that. John Marshall did offer to go and speak to all of our parishes. So that's a really good suggestion, to maybe bring the whole meeting together instead of him having to visit 7 different councils, do it all in one night. Interestingly, just going back on Councillor Strong's point, John Marshall came forward and gave us figures to say that actually the numbers of fly tips have gone down in the area, which they're saying that the report is there, and if anyone wants to view it, they're more than welcome to. But he is saying that actually the number of fly tips that are being reported has actually decreased recently rather than increased. But that's something that we can address if John is kind enough to accept our invitation. Okay, with the amendment, can I take the minutes as read? Yeah, great. Notification of other business. I have no other business. Chair's announcements. Welcome to those present, particularly speakers at public participation. In accordance with council policy, this meeting is being audio recorded as well as filmed. The audio recordings will be available to view on mod.gov and the film recording via the NHDC YouTube channel. Members are reminded to make declarations of interest before an item. The detailed reminder about this and speaking rights is set out under the chair's announcements on the agenda. Moving on to public participation, I believe we have 2 presentations to be given tonight. Our first one is from Judith, pardon me for pronunciation, Kreuzer from Lily Parish Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Yes, I'm here to request a grant on behalf of the Lily Parish councillors. The notice board in the village is damaged. It's quite old. It's not fit for purpose. It's impossible to pin anything in. So it really doesn't work, and it doesn't look very nice either. It's been there a long time, I think. So I've just taken over as clerk actually, and the previous clerk has sourced a new notice board at a cost of £1,062. And the request on behalf of the parish councillors is for £500 towards the cost of a new notice board. Yeah, that's it really. It'll enhance the area. It will look a lot nicer. It'll be a lot easier to use, and members of the public will also be able to make use of it as well. So it will improve the corner of the village that the current one sits in now. That's all I really have to say.
Are there any questions from members? Councillor Strong.
Thank you. Yes, we actually had a notice board that a grant last meeting, which was for Holwell Parish Council, which was one that has 2 sections in it, one for the parish, one for other members of the village. And it's made of an all-weather sort of recycled plastic, so it's very kind of durable. I hope that the one you're going to do is of such a similar standard.
I believe that it is. I do have the details here. It looks like wood, and it's made of aluminium, and not the plastic that the Holwell one is made of, which may be more durable. So actually, Claire Strong did let me know about the Holwell one, so I need to look into that actually and find out some details and maybe do a recosting.
Yeah,
and if it's not too,
you mean Claire Morgan. I'm Claire Strong.
Sorry, Claire. I do mean Claire Morgan. Sorry.
Too many Claires.
Yeah. So I heard about this yesterday, so we can look into that and see if it's a comparable price and maybe do a bit more research. I don't know.
They're very nice, the ones in Holwell. I'm
Yeah.
very partial to them.
I'm going to go and have a look actually. I've seen a photograph, but I want to look at it in situ. Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Barnard.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I actually gave a little bit of my locality budget as county councillor to Holwell, and they have got a very, very good model. It is one that will last for many, many years to come. In the event, when we discuss this later on, that the committee are prepared to grant to Lily Parish Council, would the committee perhaps be happy if upon further investigation they would like to upgrade? I will happily from my locality budget make up the difference. So that wouldn't affect your grant if you were minded to make it.
Thank you very much, Councillor Barnard.
Thank you, Councillor Barnard. I'm fairly sure that's something that Lily Parish would be grateful for. Are there any other questions? No? Thank you for your presentation. Once we've heard all the speakers, we'll discuss at the end. Thank you. Moving on, our second presentation is from Ian King of Kimpton Cricket Club. Welcome tonight.
Thanks very much. And thanks for your time, committee. So I want to talk about our application for £1,500 towards a Dennis FT610 sports mower. I'd like to just briefly revisit history. So Kimpton Cricket Club's a lovely village club, and for years carried on fielding one Sunday League team. Over the last 18 months or so, the committee's been trying to change that and increase participation from those in the village and around the surrounding areas. We made a substantial investment in improving playing facilities last year with a very generous donation from the Kimpton Parish Council, which Councillor Bishop may remember hearing about. And since then, we've also been able to launch a very successful youth programme following the ECB's All Stars and Dynamos. So we've got an awful lot more children playing cricket on the ground. This mower helps us maintain and keep the pitch in best possible condition for playing and those who participate during the week. And it means we do our best to make sure that that investment perseveres over a number of years. We were recommended this model in particular by Jerry Dovey, who is an advisor and consultant to the Hearts Cricket organisation. And we believe we can get a reasonably good deal on a second-hand one as well. I should also say that in our application, we did submit that we would seek match funding from the National Lottery Communities Fund. We have unfortunately been unsuccessful in that approach, but we do endeavour, we make good our desire to fund this, and we'll make the difference up through match funding, either through sponsorship, where we've been able to get a few local businesses interested, or through donations from members and fundraising. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Councillor Barnard.
I'm afraid so. I'm sorry, I'm dominating. I don't mean to. You will recall, members, that last year we gave a substantial grant to Offaly Cricket Club and the Offaly Recreation Centre. I think it is a combination for a similar machine, and the parish council supported it, and so did the county council on this one. May I ask the question? Did I hear right? Did you say that you've got on here donation National Lottery Community Fund, that you were unsuccessful?
Correct, yes.
So in actual fact, the figures on here, you would have a shortfall of £3,500.
Correct.
Right. Okay. That's good. We will discuss it a little later on, but yeah, it's something to bear in mind, members. Thank you.
Sorry, just one question from myself. If you've got the shortfall of 3,500, obviously that's quite a substantial amount. Do you have plans on how you will make up that difference?
Yes, we do. So we've been successful in generating some sponsorship income from a couple of local businesses, and there are a couple of committee members who are prepared to fill the gaps if we need to, which is how we made the investment in the pitch last year. So, I mean, we think we can get sponsorship to the tune of about £3,000, which leaves a £500 shortfall, which we can cover.
Have you approached your county councillor for any of his locality budget?
So we approached our county councillor last year to support the large investment in the grounds. So we thought another approach a year after might be a bit cheeky, but we may give it a shot on the basis of what I've heard tonight.
If you don't ask, you don't get. Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? No? Thank you for your presentation. And that concludes the presentations for this evening. So on page 17, you'll find the details of the grant applications. If we take Lily Parish Council, their grant first for £500 towards a total of £1,046 for their notice board. Are there any comments? No?
I'm happy to move the amount in the report.
Thank you, Councillor Strong. And personally, I will happily second that. Can we go to a vote using the buttons on your keypad?
When they flash.
There you go.
Have all members voted?
Super. Well done, Lily.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
moving on to our second presentation, Kimpton Cricket Club, who are looking for £1,500 for the purchase of a wicket mower of a total project cost of £6,200. Are there any comments, members? Councillor Barnard.
Yeah, as was mentioned a moment ago, if the Lottery Community Fund has been unsuccessful, might I suggest that we put an informative in and suggest that the county council be approached, and also open to debate and suggestions, but I would be very happy for this amount to be raised by 1,000, and that would then fall in line with what Offaly had.
Thank you. So two suggestions there. One, that we put an informative in for the applicant to approach approach the county councillor, sorry, and a second, that we can discuss to increase the amount requested up to £2,500, which would be in line with the sum given to Offaly. Councillor Strong.
Yes, I think we judge each application that comes to us for a grant on the merits and also on what those that ask us for. We don't have a huge amount of money, and I think if Kimpton have got the means to find the money, I mean, each parish council is different, so I'm afraid, Councillor Barnard, I'm not going to second your proposal. If anybody else wants to, but if to second what you're proposing, but if not, I would move 1,500.
Thank you, Councillor Strong. Councillor Bishop.
Yes, I would like to support Councillor Barnard's proposal.
Okay, so we have a proposal to increase the amount to 2,500 to try and meet the shortfall that Kimpton currently have. Can we go to a vote, please? So we're voting on increasing the amount to 2,500. Please vote when your keypad is flashing. Has everyone voted? I think so.
Thank you, Chair. That motion is carried.
Thank you. So following on from that vote, we are now voting to award the £2,500 to Kimpton Parish Council for the purchase of a wicket mower. Can I have all those in favour, please? We have voted to increase the amount.
Voted on amendment, Chair. I think we need a proposer and a seconder. For
Oh,
this
okay.
recommendation.
So can I have a proposer for the, thank you, Councillor Bishop. Councillor Barnard will second. All those in favour, please vote, voting on your keypads.
Thank you, Chair. That motion is carried.
Congratulations, Kimpton.
Thank you very much, Council Committee.
And good luck finding the rest of the money, the 2,000 odd that you'll need. Okay, that concludes public participation. So we're moving on to grants and community update. I'll hand over to Claire to present.
Thank you, Chair. Just trying to do a quick mental calculation of how much you're going to have left in your budgets. So that's going to leave 5,000, I think, 5,865. I'm not great at mental arithmetic. So you carried over last year £165, and your budget for this year was 8,700. So you've got 8,865 to spend, and you've spent 3,000 at this meeting, with 4 meetings to go to spend the remainder of 5,865. I don't know how you've decided on the grant, so I don't know if to add. So unless you've got any questions about any other contents of the report, I can leave it there.
Do you have any questions for Claire, anybody? No? Thank you, Claire.
Thanks very much.
Agenda item number 8, ward and outside organisations members' reports. Are there any verbal reports from members on any ward matters or representations on outside organisations? Councillor Nash, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, just Nebworth Twinning Association. I discussed last time about the change of president. We did have a little ceremony for Lord Cobbold to thank him for his work with the Twinning Association, for which he was really actively involved. There was due to be a Bastille Day celebration, which has been postponed due to the COVID. And in September, we're also having a talk by Henry Lytton Cobbold on Bats to Balmoral, which we've advertised. People want tickets. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Nash. Are there any other reports from members? Councillor Strong.
Well, I thought that since we'd had the Environmental Action Day recently, I think it was just amazing watching all the different community groups in all the different wards and villages and in the towns going out litter picking. And I know the community services, you were quite busy for the requests to do that. I did a couple. I did one in Hitchin with my Rotary Club, and I did another one in St Paul's Warden. And I have to say, I was, although the areas, when you look at them, you first go through them, you think, oh, there's not much litter. When you actually get in there and in the bushes and behind the bicycle racks, which I have to say I hadn't been behind bike racks for many, many years now, there's bottles and crisp packets and everything else there. And I think the district does look incredibly well. And I just hope that, all the villages and communities that we're working with, we go to parish councils, are going to be out there and continuing to do that, to keep it looking as nice as it is. The only problem now is with all the rain and grass, all the hedgerows and the grass is just, well, it's like it was many years ago, some of us will remember. But I know that farmers have been out there doing their bit cutting, and I know that highways are going to be out there doing some more. I just think I hope everybody keeps safe as they're driving around, because certainly the visibility on a lot of the junctions in the lanes is really poor at the moment.
Thank you, Councillor Strong. Yes, absolutely. That's something that from North Herts we certainly pushed on all the social media sites and at our parish councils, that the council were offering the high vises and the litter pickers. So if you visit your councils, it's something that if they're still looking at continuing their hard efforts and keeping the area clean, you may want to suggest that they contact the council, and maybe even Claire, to get hold of some high vises and litter picking equipment. I know Offaly had a very good one up going up the hill into Offaly. A photograph was taken of the amount of rubbish collected because someone thought they'd fly tipped in the middle of the village. There was so much rubbish collected, and when they realised it was from the community effort, everyone had a lot of praise, and I think it just increased the good feeling in the village. So no, definitely something that we as ward members in Hitchwood offer, and who will continue to suggest to all of our parishes. Councillor Barnard.
Yeah, very quickly. It's admirable that we are, as a council, offering the package of the high vises and the litter pickers and so on and so forth for about £112 or whatever. The unfortunate thing there is that if you want to buy them, you have to go across to Buntingford, to Cumberlow Green, to the exchange place there. So it's a bit inconvenient, and I wondered if there was any way that maybe we could have packages delivered maybe here to the council or wherever, somewhere more convenient. St Paul's Warden, for instance, they missed collecting theirs because they didn't have anybody to go and get it. So June the 5th was missed.
Thank you, Councillor Barnard. Maybe something that we can put forward as a suggestion. And that concludes our first meeting back in the council chambers. Thank you ever so much, everyone, and stay safe. Hopefully see you all in Hitchin Town Hall for full council. With that, I will close the meeting. Thank you.